Here's how I refinished my dining room floor with a wood graining tool and a stencil. First, I had to remove the awful carpet that was on the subfloor, which I just basically cut it up and bagged it and put it out in our trash. There was a lot of drywall mud and staples and all sorts of things I had to remove, and I used an orbital sander. I filled in the cracks with wood putty and just kept sanding and sanding until I got a very smooth surface and was able to walk on it barefoot, basically. Then I did a white base coat. I would recommend a primer, although I just used some white paint I had on hand. I just like to use things up that I already have. Then I used a gray base coat because that will become the background of the wood graining tool to make it look distressed. Then I painted in strips to make each of the planks, so to speak. I staggered them and then used the wood graining tool to get the texture on them. This whole process probably took about 2 hours for the entire floor, so it was not difficult, but you do get paint all over yourself and it's time consuming, like about 2 hours. Then I let that dry completely. Actually, probably for a day, but you probably would dry faster depending on what paint you use. Then I use this stencil, which comes in like strips. It's a mandala stencil. I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly. But you basically just keep rotating it until you get a full circle. This wasn't difficult because the stencil is big and heavy and you have gravity on your side working on the floor. I used like a foam roller. Then I did 3 top coats of a polyacrylic matte. I would recommend the matte versus the gloss because the gloss tends to highlight all the imperfections in the wood. So anyway, this was a fun project, not difficult at all. Hope you try it.